Hi, how are you today? So in this video I'm going to take a look at the Maxell UR 90-minute cassette. This is a normal bias cassette. This is a very well-known blank cassette and you can still find it on the market. As a matter of fact, it's no secret that it's much harder nowadays to find blank cassettes than it was years ago. But from my experience, if you do happen to find a store that is selling blank cassettes, in most cases it's Maxell UR. And I just want to give a shout out to my friend Steve, who sent me a few of these blank tapes a little while ago. Thank you, Steve. And Maxell UR is a normal bias tape that I'm very familiar with. I've filled many of these in the past. With mixtapes, I made many mixtapes for friends and mixtapes for myself that I used to play in my car on the cassette deck in my car. And again, it's a normal bias cassette, and I've mentioned in previous videos that, in my opinion, normal bias cassettes are fine if you are doing simple everyday recording. Maybe you want to record something off the radio, maybe you want to record your voice. Whenever you have a situation where you're not overly concerned with audio quality, normal bias cassettes are fine. And again, I've used dozens of these over the years. But as I've said before, in general, if I want to do a very high quality recording, maybe I want to make a copy of a CD or vinyl, or maybe something I used to use in my 4-track cassette recorder, I would always go with Chrome. Chrome was always my cassette of choice if I wanted high quality. But anyway, having said that, Maxell UR, a very well-known tape, a very popular tape, a very famous tape, and I'm sure they've sold millions of these over the years. It's been around for a long time. So anyway, I have two of these cassettes here. This one on the bottom is still sealed. I'm just going to set that aside for a moment. And we have this one here that I just recently opened. And again, I'm sure many of you are very familiar with this tape. So that's basically what it looks like. Again, this is a 90-minute tape. Okay. And of course we have the stickers and the J card. Yeah. Again, I'm sure many of you are familiar with this tape. So in this video I'm going to be doing one of my cassette tests. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time. I apologize for that. I think it's been about a year since I last did one of these cassette tests. Now, if you've seen my cassette tests before, you know how it works. Basically, I'm going to play a clip of a song, and you're first going to hear the song in a digital format. That is, you're going to hear the song off of a CD. And then right after that, I'm going to play that same clip of music, but basically copied onto the Maxell UR. So you'll be able to hear the digital version first, listen to it very carefully, and then you can, right after that, hear the version on the Maxell UR cassette, and you can compare the two. And I always enjoy doing these tape tests, and based on comments that people have made in the past, it seems a lot of people really prefer the sound of tape. I'm really not sure why that is. I would be the first to admit that tape has a certain charm and a definite warmth, but I definitely don't do as much tape recording as I used to, and really I'm a big fan of digital, and I prefer the clean, crisp clarity of digital. But it really seems when I do one of these cassette tests, a lot of the cassette enthusiasts really come out of the woodwork and really often will say, well, the version on the tape sounded a lot better to my ears. Anyway, it's completely up to you. It's your choice which one you think sounds better. So I will, in a moment, again, play a clip of music off of a CD, and then right after that you'll hear the same portion of music on the Maxell UR cassette. And as I mentioned, again, it's not as easy nowadays to find blank tapes as it used to be. But I have noticed that there's a lot of major online retailers, Walmart for example, they may not have tapes in your local store, but I've noticed that it's quite easy to buy them online. And if you go to websites like walmart.com, it's really quite easy to find this tape. And again, if they do happen to sell blank tapes, I find 9 times out of 10 it's Maxell UR. And again, for a normal bias tape, it works perfectly fine. So again, I will play you that clip of music on digital and also on the Maxell UR cassette, and you can decide which one you think sounds better. Here we go.